Greg Miller from The Joy of Wood. I want to tell you about the No.80 Cabinet Scraper. It's a fantastic tool. The No.80 Cabinet Scraper was manufactured by Stanley between 1898 and 1984. So, pretty amazing tool. Let me show you how it works. If you've ever seen one of these. You know how you use a cabinet scraper, normally pushing your thumbs into it. This one here, you don't get hot thumbs. It's a beautiful way of producing really fine shavings. An old piece of blackwood here. And look at these, beautifully fine shavings being produced. So it works like a plane, just like an ordinary scraper does. So here's a standard cabinet scraper made from an old saw blade. I've got a burr which has been rolled on the edge here. What I'm going to do is put it like that, bend my thumbs into it and push it forward. And you see those fine shavings being made. That's great, your thumbs get hot after a while. The beauty about the No.80 Cabinet Scraper is that it holds it nicely like this. And you don't get hot thumbs, keeps it on a consistent angle. You can also dial up the shavings that you need here. So this screw just here is intended to be able to tweak that up. So if I tighten that a little bit, it's bending the blade forward, which making it protrude down further in the center, which means it will do a deeper cut. Hear the sound difference? And I moved it a quarter of a turn. You can see the different shavings coming off it now. It's like a very fine plane. It's a lovely way of finishing off your piece, getting rid of marks on the plane, getting that really cleaned up. I also use it on the bench every now and then. After a while the bench gets spots of glue and all that sort of stuff on there, all I've got to do is get my cabinet scraper and come along here, clean off all those bits of glue residue, and get that cleaned up really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to sharpen my blade in the No.80 Cabinet Scraper. So I'm just going to use a screwdriver to undo these two screws in the back here, which hold the blade in position, like so. You feel the burr on there. That's pretty good, that one. Here's another one. This is a record equivalent, a record No.80. Got a slightly different arrangement in the back here. So all I need to be able to do is turn those around, loosen them off, slide the blade out. Okay, so we need to have the burr on here. There is an old burr on there, we want to take it off. Well, that's just worn so smooth, there's nothing left. I'm going to put it into my vise, with just a little bit sticking up like that. I'm going to use a fine file. It has a slight angle to it, less than 45 degrees. I'm just going to file that across a nice, consistent angle. So I'm establishing a new edge. Making sure I go full length. So I'm trying to get that nice and even. But I want to reduce those file marks in here. Same technique. Beautiful. Now I want to get that finer again. I can use an oil stone on there. I'm just going to use this little 1200 diamond stick. Just to, what I want to do is get rid of the serrations left by the filing. Nice and set along there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I've got now is a burnisher. A bit of round steel, which is harder than the steel here. So I'm going to, just like with any scraper, move this back and forth on here. So by pressing down on there, I'm peening the metal over and it's starting to create a hook on this side, on the long side of the point. Keep doing that. So I'm putting a little bit of downward pressure on it as I go. I feel that nice burr on here. Beautiful. Okay. So I've got my burr there. This one's got two ends. The Stanley ones sometimes come with a straight and a slight curve on the other side. I'm just going to do one for the moment. What I'm going to do now is put this back in here. The burr needs to be on that side, so I'm pushing in, but the burr is acting like a plane and doing that cutting. So I'm going to put it down into there. Now, how do we set the height on this? How about this? Got a nice flat surface here, a bit of polished stone. I'm going to put a business card under one end. It's that technical for the height. I couldn't tell you a distance. So the base of the plane is tipped up like that. Put that into there. So I've nipped those up. Make sure that my adjustment screw here is on 0. I'm just going to tighten these ones up. These ones require a nail, a skinny screwdriver, something for that little bit of leverage, or a pair of bull nose pliers, not too much. Righto, let's see what it does. My shavings, aren't they? Now I can wind that in the middle there, push that out a bit further. Whoa. Look at that. Beautiful, fine shavings. Quite good with cranky wood. So there you go. That's how we sharpen it. So I can increase the thickness of the shaving here, or I can back it off a little bit. And that's all we need to do. So the little business card thickness under there just helps when that drops down onto here. It means it's just that tiny little bit below, and then we adjust from here. So the No.80 Cabinet Scraper. Everybody should have one of these. It's a joy to use. Look at those shavings. A No.80 Cabinet Scraper. A fantastic tool to have in your tool chest, and you'll never go wrong with one of these, especially when it's tuned right like that. See you in the workshop.